This is the overrated Premier League 11. We gas footballers up far too much. Social media is a massive part of that. And this is the 11 that is so overrated, it's untrue. This is 100% correct. In goal, it has to be Onana. For me, Man United fans hype this guy up. I was debating a guy on Twitter saying that he was a cheat code to Man United's apparent success in the last couple of years. The guy's conceded 5 goals in 2. This guy was part of a disastrous Champions League campaign where he let everything through his hands, through his arms. His distribution is decent. He's got a decent record with Ajax and Inter Milan. But people hype him up to the point as if he's world class. He is nowhere near world class. He's not a good enough shot stopper. I think his PR is terrible as well. I think the last thing Man United need is a keeper coming out and saying that he's going to be even more chaotic or whatever. It's absolutely crazy. I think sometimes the egos on some of these footballers are out of this world. You're playing for Man United. I know he's a bit of a character, but come on, man. Save shots first. Come and clear out from the box first. Keep it simple. For God's sake, he's so overrated. Every time I see him, even that Salah goal on the weekend, you think Salah's not scoring that, or at least confident of just tapping it in first time. If he doesn't think that everything that goes through Onana's hand is like grains of sand in the annals of time. Let's be completely honest, he's completely overrated. Right back, I have to be a little bit harsh here, and this isn't a Man United slagging off session, but Delph has to be in there. I think he gets considered in this kind of bandwidth of a world-class fullback, as good as we've got in the Premier League. He's good for Manchester United, a side that came 8th. I don't think he starts for any of the top 6. I don't think he starts for Brighton. I don't think he starts for Newcastle. He's solid. He's got a good touch. I think defensively, he's always found out. Defensively, I think he can be a little bit bullied and people can get him a little bit. His link-up play is fantastic. He's versatile. He's always fit, which is a massive help for how many injury problems Man United have had in those positions in the last couple of years. I'm not slagging him off, but he is overrated. There's no question about that. Alongside him is Gabriel. This is going to be harsh because I like Gabriel a lot, but he did have, defensively, a comparably good season to Saliba last season. No question about it, if not slightly better. He does make a few too many mistakes on the ball. And I just think it's the narrative. As football fans, we all know the narrative that our mates tell us and football fans tell us and commentators tell us. He is not the A side. He is not a prime defender in the same way Saliba is. I'm sorry, he's not. He makes an excellent partnership. He's Gary Cahill. He's Julian Lescott to Vincent Kompany. He's not even Carvalho to John Terry, because Carvalho is world class in his own right. He is closer to Gary Cahill, and there's nothing wrong with that. I even doubt if he's better than Gary Cahill. I'll be completely honest, because Gary Cahill for Bolton Wanderers, I mean, he had an unbelievable time down the table. I don't know if Gabriel, if he was exposed to that much pressure, would succeed. You have to let me know in the comments down below. Maybe that's harsh. He just makes a few too many mistakes. I'm not slagging him off. Is he a 10 out of 10? Is he better than anyone at Man City? No. Saliba, there's an argument that he is. Is he better than anyone at Liverpool? No. I just think he's a solid 6, 7 out of 10. Maybe I'm being harsh. Alongside him is Martinez. You can't convince me with stats, with graphs, with pie charts, with Excel spreadsheets that this guy isn't just a short, mouthy centre-back that gives away cheap yellow cards, is always injured, has never contributed towards a side winning major silverware. Until I see it, he is not this kind of Cannavaro, diminutive kind of centre-back coming in and being unbelievable. He's bang average. At points throughout the World Cup for Argentina, he was 3rd choice behind Otamendi. I know it was a couple of years ago now, but he's solid. I still think Man United need De Ligt to be that A side. I think he's more of a Gabriel to Saliba, if you will. I don't see him being that A side defender. I don't think he's a world class defender. I don't think he ever will be. He's always going to get bullied. Yes, he's good on the ball. Yes, I think he adds rhythm to Man United's back line, a bit of leadership, a bit of vocalization. I don't mind a dirty foul every now and then, but the way he was doing it, particularly, I think he was 2 or 3-0 down against Liverpool, and he's kind of pulling off these stupid challenges. I just think it's something, he's so mouthy and annoying, and that's fine. And there's something funny about that. You know, Cantona was mouthy and annoying. He won so many trophies. It was unbelievable. You can't be mouthy and annoying when you come in 8th in the Premier League / you're not playing. Left back, we have got Dan Burn. I just don't see it. Scored an ugly goal on the weekend. He's a solid player, but it's a bit like Murphy at Newcastle United. It gets a lot of ratings as well. He'd be Championship without Eddie Howe. I know he's playing in the Premier League before he moved to Newcastle United, but I think slowly but surely he'll just be in the Championship. As soon as Eddie Howe goes, this guy's career will dissipate into the ether. With all due respect, he's a lump. He hasn't got pace. He's decent in the tackle, decent positionally, decent on the ball. People make out he's this kind of that Newcastle, if they want to get to where they want to go, need Dan Burn in the side. No way. And if it wasn't for PSR, I think this guy would be getting shipped out to Nottingham Forest quicker than you can say bingo. John McGinn in the base of midfield. Again, it's just this narrative. I think John McGinn's a solid midfielder. He deserves to be playing in the Champions League with Aston Villa. But if Aston Villa want to kick on in the Champions League, it's a big if, of course. But if they want to kick on that next level, he's not at that level. He's squad filler for the Champions League kind of sides, in my opinion. That's about it. Is he a Champions League midfielder? Ask yourself, really. He moves the ball well. He scores some big goals here and there. Works exceptionally hard. Deserves to be there. This isn't me criticising anyone's right to be playing at this level. Same with Dan Burn playing against Mbappe. But he is slightly overrated in the football narrative around the world. I have to put in Declan Rice, nominated for the Ballon d'Or. Couldn't pass wind for the Euros. Could barely play a ball through the lines. I know he's playing for Southgate. He has to show me a little bit more. He was putting 7s out of 10s every single week for Arsenal. It was absolutely fantastic. Scored great goals. You want to see it a little bit more. You want to see it in the Champions League, where I don't think he necessarily shone massively his first season. Don't get me wrong. I'm being super harsh, but I'm entitled to be harsh. If he costs £5 million in a bag of chips, I'm not being harsh, am I? Because it's all relative. And Dan Burn was a cheap signing. John McGinn was, I think, a very cheap one as well. Declan Rice cost £100 million. He's still a 1 in 10 goal midfielder for a side that scored bundles of goals. He's still a guy that, at the international level, I think he was outshone by Zubimendi in the final. I think he was outshone by Moreno when he came on for 10 minutes in the Spain-England game. The guy could barely pass a ball. And he's meant to be the mainstay in this England midfield, with Jude Bellingham coming into kind of his own as such a young player, and so many other players coming in and out of the side, Kobe Mainoo as well. I think they all had better tournaments than Declan Rice. I have to put in Bruno Fernandez. This guy gets talked about as if he's, Jesus Christ reincarnated on the ball. I mean, he looks like Jesus Christ, but without the loaves and the fish. I mean, honestly, it's just like he rolls around. He makes a mockery of what it means to be. Brian Robson used to play for Manchester United. The David Beckhams of the world, the Roy Keanes, the Nicky Butts, and you've got Bruno Fernandez rolling around. I mean, it's an absolute embarrassment. And he represents everything wrong with modern football, because despite how lacking in character I think he is as a person, as a footballer, he still offers unbelievable moments of quality, and his numbers speak for themselves. He isn't world class. He wouldn't improve Arsenal. He wouldn't improve Man City. He wouldn't improve Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. He's just one of the best things that Man United have seen for the last 12 or 13 years. And that's not saying much, because they've won a couple of League Cups and a couple of FA Cups. So what can I say? I think he's bang overrated. And that's the truth. On the right, I'm going to go with Neto. It's just the money that irks me a little bit. If he's still at Wolves, I'm not slagging him off in this video. I'm not saying he's overrated. Never, because he ripped City apart a couple of times, and he's ripped big sides apart, particularly at Molineux last season when Wolves were starting so well in the season. Come on, man. Neto, £50 million. Less career goals than Harry Maguire. Less career goals than Johnny Evans. Behave. I think he'll be versatile. I think he'll work hard. If he gets a major injury and suddenly that transfers down the drain, just like so many other of Chelsea's. I like him on his day. He isn't worth 50 million right now. It's another terrible transfer from Chelsea, unless I'm proven wrong. Maybe I'm proven wrong. On the left, it has to be Marcus Rashford. I'm seeing tweets saying, wait till this guy gets back to this level. Can't wait till we see old Marcus Rashford back. I mean, how long have you got? Are you waiting for the cure to mortality? Are you trying to live forever? I mean, how long have you got to see this guy become the world-class player? He's closer to 30 than he is to being that 18-year-old that ripped Di Michaelis apart. I mean, Di Michaelis is retired and is now a manager in Argentina. And Marcus Rashford is still stinking the gaff out on the left. I still think he's on 0 shots since the start of the Premier League. 0 shots? Not even goals. 0 shots. Come on, man. It's embarrassing. His first touch is still poor. He's lost a yard of pace. I know it's crazy saying that. You're going to slag me off for saying that. There are times in the Liverpool game where he could have burnt people. He could have knocked it round. And he doesn't believe in his ability to do that. I think the kind of muscle memory. You know deep down, if someone challenged me to a race now with Usain Bolt, I'd know deep down I haven't got the speed to get past him. Do you know what I mean? I know I just, you can tell, your muscles can tell if you can lift 100 kgs on the bench or only 50, for example. And Marcus Rashford deep down knows he's actually lost a yard of pace. I don't know how that's possible, but he has. He really has. And pace was his only asset, really. Decent finisher on his day. Last season, he showed that he's not a consistently top-level finisher. Missed big chances. The season before was decent. It was okay. It was good for a Man United player. It should be at that level. And the fact that he has that season, people call that world-class. It was never world-class. And then he drops off again. For me, it's so frustrating. It is frustrating because the gas and the chat around him is just sickening, to be honest. He's bang average. There's nothing wrong with being bang average as a footballer. If he wasn't playing for Man United, he's just Everton written all over them. He really is. He's Everton. Is he Newcastle? I don't know. Palace. Is he better than Elise? Nope. Let's be honest, he's not, is he? Let's be completely honest. He'd probably start with Elise. Is he better than Eze? I know slightly different players, of course. This is a Palace side that, came 12th, 13th last season? Is he better than Weymouth? Wizza. You know, deep down. Down the middle, Kai Havertz. This guy is being talked about in such glowing terms. Arsenal should have won the game 2-1 against Brighton. They had big opportunities at the end. And Kai Havertz misses big opportunities. He scores you the goals that kind of keep him afloat, keep him holding on. And then the big chances, the world-class striker opportunities, he just will never get. If Arsenal got a crunch game against Bayern Munich in the knockouts of the Champions League, if Arsenal got a crunch game against Man City, he is not scoring those goals to win those games and to take Arsenal past the margin of winning the Premier League. They still needed more in the transfer market. That's what I'm saying. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That is my 11, 4-3-3. Overrated manager, you have to let me know in the comments down below. Maybe it's... Oh, that's harsh, actually. Overrated. I think Ange Postecoglou is a touch overrated. Touch overrated as a manager. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you very, very soon.